Hi everyone, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. I'm off to the thrift shops in search of home decor that looks high-end but is way easier on my budget. You just never know what kind of treasure you might find, so come on and join me for this thrift shopping challenge. Well, hello out there. I am off to the thrift shops again this week. My first stop is going to be the Durham Rescue Mission outlet store. Everything in here is in a bin. You dig through and the household goods are all 69 cents per pound. You put everything on a scale at the end, see how much it weighs. So it's really fun. I forgot my gloves this time, unfortunately, but we are just digging through. I couldn't get a lot of footage in here while digging with the little one, but I'm also off to another thrift shop. This is just my everyday Goodwill, and I'm finding a few things here as well as the Durham Rescue Mission regular thrift shop, and I'm just looking through pretty much everything in here to see what I can find. I did see quite a few threshold items from Target as well as a lot of vintage things in this particular store. I thought that this fabric was really pretty, even though it wasn't really marked exactly what it was, but it was only 99 cents. And I had never seen a frame quite like this that sat up like a picture frame but then opened up to hold more photos in a little album inside. I thought that was kind of cool. And I did leave both stores this time with something. So this is what I brought home from the thrift shop this week. First of all, I brought home this little fern print. Now I could tell from the tag on the back that this was initially from Hobby Lobby, but I only paid $2.99 for it. As you can see, it's a pretty large size, and I couldn't help but be reminded of these firm framed prints from Pottery Barn that cost a lot more, as you can see. I also brought home this really nice quality sage green towel from the linen bin, and so I didn't pay much for that either, and I paired these together in our guest bathroom for just a little change and an update in here. I also brought home this basket from the thrift shop. This was $2.99 and it had a handle across the top that I just simply cut off, and I'm using this in that same guest bathroom just on the top shelf over here just to store some extra white towels. Now I also went to the outlet store. As I said, everything there in the household section is 69 cents per pound, so very, very affordable. I got these two frames. This first one is a gold tone metallic frame. I don't know what kind of metal it is. I don't think it's actually brass, but it had such an interesting look with these sort of coliseums, and I just thought it was so unique. I had to grab this one. And then I also brought home this silver toned one. I'm not sure where this was from either. I couldn't find either of these two online, but I have noticed at a lot of designer sites that I like to look at, they're bringing back a lot of the silver tone stuff, so I was very happy to get both of these, and it was only 85 cents total. Next, from a different thrift store, I grabbed this piece of fabric, and I wasn't totally sure what exactly it was, but it was 99 cents. I didn't want to unwrap it in the store that day, so I just took a chance on it because I really like that pattern. I figured I could use it to cover a pillow or something at the very least. So I am just seeing now for the first time what it is, and it is a shawl. So that is actually not bad at all. A shawl is always a lot more wide than a scarf, which is what I thought maybe it was. So this is actually plenty of fabric to do something with, and I've noticed that this sort of print, like this small floral or these sort of block prints, are very prominent right now in designer sites, and you can see a lot of them featured here at McGee & Co. So there's several things that I thought I might do with this, which is number one, just to simply throw it over the back of a chair. I'm showing it with some of the burgundy and some of the brown showing just so you can see. For me, the more neutral side works better, and you can see it here across the foot of a full-size bed. It actually makes a nice little contrasting throw across the foot. Another thing that I brought home from the outlet store was actually this painting. I thought that this was so pretty with the neutral colors and the horse. Now, I'm not going to be keeping this in my house, but I knew that somebody would love it, especially since it's all done in neutral colors. It could really go in any real horse lover's home. And at only 69 cents per pound, I knew that this would be very affordable. So I'm just popping it on our mailing scale at home to see how much I actually paid for this one item. And it's coming in at just under 6 pounds, which means I paid about $4 for it. I sold it the same day on Facebook Marketplace for $25 and made a quick $21 to offset the cost of all of my purchases for the day. Another thing I got from the outlet today was this magazine rack. This is like a seagrass woven basket, and it's just the perfect size to go beside a little chair. It's a little small for this sofa that I'm showing it beside, but based on the weight, this only cost me around $1.09, and I thought that I could use it several different places in our house. I also grabbed this larger size brown basket. This one was really pretty as well. It has a nice sturdy frame on it, and I thought of several places that I might use it. And my cat Curry always likes to check out everything that I brought home. Okay, let's see how much this large basket, which is, I mean, it's light generally, but it's not like super light. Let's see how much it cost me. Set it on my scale. About 2.8 pounds. That ends up being only about $1.93 that I paid for this large basket. It's just big enough to put a couple of throw pillows in the guest room. Now, another thing that I can do with these baskets that I've been collecting lately, and I did get a couple of more over the past few weeks, is if you collect enough that are in the same color family, it can help you to straighten up a small area and make it look a little more organized. So this little closet is off of our kitchen. It's not our pantry, but it is adjacent to our pantry, and it's actually the only closet that we have in the downstairs. So the first thing I like to do when I'm organizing a space is to take absolutely everything out and clean it thoroughly before I start sorting through everything that I've pulled out and putting it back in neatly. And as you can see, I'm just utilizing some of the baskets that I've collected and putting them back in so that it makes a more cohesive look in this little closet. This is something that only we would see when we're here, but I see it every day. I go in it multiple times and it holds lots of miscellaneous things that we use all of the time, and I just simply wanted it to look better. In addition to the thrifted baskets, I also purchased this over-the-door organizer from Amazon, and I'm really liking this for the back of the door in this space, just to hold a few extra items that would otherwise be kind of cluttering things around. Now, this is for sale right now for about $20 on Amazon, but I always like to also check the used section as well, and sometimes that just means that something has gone back to the Amazon warehouse as a return. It may or may not have any damage at all, just the packaging or just simply that it's been returned, and you can check there and sometimes find a deal, and you can see that I saved about $3 by buying the quote-unquote used version of this. So I'm pretty happy with how this little cleanup turned out. It's definitely not like a Pinterest closet or anything like that, nor is it meant to be, but just to straighten up a little bit, and the thrifted baskets really helped. So I'm able to have like cat food and things up here, my cookbooks and our medicine, and since it's not cluttered at all, it's very easy to just grab our aprons, or if need be, grab our fire blanket, you know, stuff like that is just easily accessible and like very clearly organized and where it's supposed to be. And then I really also like this divider on the door over here, just for that miscellaneous stuff that we need close by, but it can really get junky really fast. So I would recommend something like this if you have that same problem. It's just for like different types of filters, our user manuals for various things. You know, everyone has their stuff. Now, another thing that I could do with these baskets in this closet are to make them even more cohesive by paint washing them. So what I mean by paint washing is just to take some paint and water it down. This is about 5 times as much water as paint, and I'm going to show you by using these bamboo blinds instead of the baskets for right now. These are something that I'm also doing to add to the guest room. So you can see that I'm just putting a layer with a big wide brush all over these blinds, and then I'm taking a paper towel and just wiping about half or more of that back off. What you're left with is this lovely sort of glazed effect over the color that takes a lot of that orangey yellow brightness away. I love the way this looks. And I'm doing it also on this little umbrella basket that's in our entryway. You can see from the before picture that it's pretty orange. I've been meaning to do something to it for quite a while. So I'm just using the same technique, and it is a little bit more tricky when you have a weave like this because obviously some are underneath the other and it's hard to get every little spot, but it really doesn't matter. After you wipe some of that back off, you can see what a big difference it makes in toning down the orange. It makes it really go with the basket that's sitting next to it a lot better. When you're doing something like this, do make sure to do the inside of the basket as well, at least the part that would show. You don't want a bright orange interior jumping out when the rest of the front looks nice and neutral. I also found several nice purses when I was there at the outlet store, as well as this large kind of oversized beach bag. I did find out that this was initially at Target a couple of seasons ago. It weighs next to nothing, so it only cost me about 60 cents based on the weight. So I was really glad to grab this. Now I know we're venturing out of the home decor arena here, but I also at the outlets found this genuine leather Margot fringe bag. Now the web tells me that this brand was sold at Anthropologie, and I imagined that it cost a good little chunk initially, but it was so pretty and so cool with this fringe and the detailing on the front that as a thank you to those of you who have listened to the end of the video, I thought this would make the perfect giveaway item for today. So if you would like to potentially win this bag, just make sure to like, subscribe, and then comment that you would like the Margot bag, and I will randomly select someone and announce the winner in the comments section of one of the next videos that I post. So be sure to subscribe so you will make sure to see those videos so that you can see if you are the winner. Now a couple last things that I picked up from the outlet store were these little clear storage containers, which cost next to nothing, and then this larger one with the handles and the snaps I thought was pretty nice. It's actually around $15 on Amazon. I paid about $138 for it based on the weight. And I also brought home from the other thrift store these faux marble trivets. Now these are similar to the ones sold on McGee & Co., although those are real marble, so they are not the same, but I thought that this was a nice look nonetheless for only $2.99 each. That about wraps up today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and leave me a comment letting me know what you enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed but would like to see more of these videos in your feed, go ahead and hit that button. And in the meantime, I will see you at the next video.